Happy New Year's, and we're back with another cool video. So today we're going to be doing upper control arms on the S2000 for the front. I also got the rear upper control arms as well. I don't know if we'll be putting these on today, but we're for sure going to be putting these front upper control arms on because I'm going to need to adjust the camber out with the new angle kit that we put on the S2000 in the last episode. So I got these P2M adjustable control arms from a person on the fellow Facebook group. So these have fully adjustable camber up here, and then they're spherical joints where these are normally rubber joints on the factory control arms. So these should be a pretty big upgrade as far as having the camber adjustability and having spherical joints here instead of the rubber bushings that usually get worn out. All right, so first thing in doing the upper control arms, you're gonna need to take this little cotter pin out right here. If it still has the factory style, it has a little clip in it, slide it out. That'll be out. We're gonna have two 10mm nuts on the ABS wire right here, one right here, and then there's one back here. Also two 17mm bolts, one there and one on the opposite side back there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these 10 mils off the ABS sensor for now. So we got the two 10mm nuts broke free, or bolts. Take these both out. ABS wire is disconnected now from the upper control arm. Next, we're gonna go ahead and hit this bad boy right here, which I believe is a 17? 17. So we're gonna hit this one with a ratchet. So you're gonna also need either a ball joint separator or a pickle fork, or you can try to just hit on here and see if you can break it free. So we got the ball joint separator in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this to break the ball joint free. Upper control arms broke free out of the knuckle. There it goes. And now we're gonna do the 17mm nuts, or bolts on the edges here. One looks like I'll be able to get a socket. Let me break this one free. That one's out. And now this one. That one's out. And this upper control arm will slide right out. Easy as that. And these bushings are actually not in too bad a shape, surprisingly. They've been on this car since I've owned it. And they have anti-seize all over them. Fantastic. So we got the new P2M upper control arm ready to go in. So the bottom side here, they have these washers so you can adjust placement of where you want it to be. And camber adjustment is on these 4 bolts here. And we're gonna put this right into the knuckle. And then take the original factory bolts. Line them up. And then now I'm going to take the other bolt, line this one up right there. And then now we're just going to tighten these up. Those 2 bolts up there are tight. We will need to tighten this as well. And then also tighten down here, washer and nut, the bottom side here. Get the thread started on this. So the next thing we're going to do is tighten the 17mm nut here and on the top, and then put a cotter pin through both of them. Get them nice and tight. Make sure your hole for your cotter pin lines up is lined up. Top one. Nice and tight. Cotter pin holes lined up. So I reused the factory bottom ball joint nut clip right there. That just will go back in there. And then I got a new cotter pin for the top. Slide it through. Spread it open. Wrap it around so you don't have to worry about this coming off. If the nut does come loose, the cotter pin will save it. And now we just got to zip tie this ABS wire up to the new control arm because there's no spot for the wires, or for the old existing mounting points to bolt to. So we'll just run 2 zip ties right there and there. Hold this up there. One zip tie. Run the second one. And this should keep the ABS wire nice and safe. Perfect. And grab your cutters. Voila. And this is everything for getting these upper control arms in. They're pretty simple to get in. Honestly, it took like 15 minutes to get this in. Some people's bolts will probably get stuck. This car is from the south, or from the Midwest, so it's the salt states. It's been drove in the winter before, and the bolts came out honestly super easy, but it looked like somebody had put anti-seize on there previously. All right, so for the rear upper control arms, it's basically the exact same thing as the front upper control arms. There's the 2 17mm bolts up on the top, and you're gonna wanna start with also this 17mm down here. That's gonna also have a circlip in here. I already took the circlip out, or the cotter pin out. 2 10mm nuts. It looks like same thing for the ABS wire. So we're gonna start by getting those 2 10mm nuts out first, or bolts, and then we'll go from there. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is get the 17mm on the control arm. I already broke that one free. That's why it was so loose already. Now we're just gonna get this other side over here. Super easy, same thing. I already broke it free. So. Smells like your shoes on fire. All right, so we got the 2 bolts out up here. Then rotate the control arm kind of out of the way. This is also a 17mm on the bottom ball joint here. So same thing, you're gonna need a ball joint separator to get it out of here. There it goes. Now this control arm is out. And these bushings don't look as hot as the front ones. They're a little dry rotted. So we'll get this swapped out. Ball joint feels actually pretty decent in here. So new upper control arm going in. Put these bolts in through the back here. So now we're just zip tying the ABS wire back up, since this control arm also doesn't have a spot to mount it. So throw 2 zip ties to fix that. Be good there. We just tighten this up, top and bottom. We're gonna I threw the stock cotter pin back in the bottom ball joint. And then now, just gonna throw another cotter pin up here in the top. Since it does not have one. And it's always good to have extra safety. Put these zip ties. And upper control arm is done in the rear. So I just finished putting the upper control arms on the front and rear of the car, the P2M spherical adjustable camber control arms. I just finished doing those. Got the other side of the angle kit on because I only put the one side on originally. Also, just one thing to note, I talked to Chris Ginneret, and you can run these plates actually either way on the thing. So to have the correct acronym, you're gonna wanna have it this way. So this is the correct way if you wanna have the correct acronym. I had them originally in the other video posted the opposite way, flipped, and this is the correct way to have the right acronym. But you can try it either way, depending on how you like to drive or how you like your car set up. This could work for you if you have it flipped the other way. So we got the uppers, front and rear. I've been trying to get better at uploading every day. Sometimes it's hard when I don't have parts. I'm supposed to get rid of the Turbo 400 transmission. The guy is supposed to meet me next weekend to pick that up. I locked in a ZF trans from a friend of mine, Lauren. Big shout out to her for getting me a ZF so I don't have to deal with trying to find one on Marketplace. And then we are just waiting on the clutch to put the trans back in. We might end up pulling the motor and going through it and doing rings and bearings because it hasn't been apart in a few years. And I've definitely put some abuse on it. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Can't wait to see you guys soon. Hope you had a happy new year. Excited for what 2022 is gonna bring us in this season and driving this car and all the new things I shall learn. So you guys have a good one. See you guys soon.